Good evening, friends. I think, as Rajiv said, end of the day, and I think we're waiting for the awards function. So I'll try to be a little brief. So pardon me for skipping a number of slides which were actually planned here, but I can elaborate any points in the Q&A session if required. So what was originally planned was covering 4 areas, but I'll cover the first area and then move to the third area, because the second area is something that we may not have time to cover during the course of the session today. So I'll try to focus on how cities essentially have a number of objectives that they can go after. But here I'd like to focus on 2 specific objectives and what leads from that in terms of what can be done using technology to make them smarter cities, to be able to use technology as an enabler for those. So essentially, how can cities use technology for economic growth and for improving the quality of life of citizens? So looking at the various systems that are there, I've tried to list down the 5 most important areas that a city has, which are of great consideration, great importance to the economic growth as well as quality of life: transport, the area of public safety, health, energy, and water. So these are 5. I mean, the area of government services is very vast and encompassing all of these, but if you look at them in discrete areas, these 5 are possibly the most important from the point of view of the... So, transport is one. Congestion is a big problem. We all know that traffic in Mumbai is growing 4 times faster than the number of people. The number of people is growing very fast. Traffic is growing 4 times faster than that. So a number of things can be done using technology to make the area of easing congestion. A number of technology available that we have worked on around the world, which have some relevance. Some of them can be implemented. Second area, which is possibly the most significant from the point of view of citizens and companies. Companies use the safety and the political situation in an area as key determinants to either establish base or to move out of that place. And as you can see, crime and poor public safety are deterrents to economic growth as well as to attract talent to a place, talent to cities, and retain people in cities. So again, in that area, there are a number of solutions which are available, which I will not get into today. The third area is around health. How can cities improve using technology, the quality of health or the availability of information on health, whether it be the spread of epidemics or the health surveillance networks, to be able to proactively warn the government and citizens about any diseases that are on the anvil. Again, technology is available for that to enable a city to become smarter. The fourth area is around energy management. We all are aware of the kind of issues that are facing, that the Maharashtra is facing. In barring Mumbai, a lot of the rest of Maharashtra, there are issues in terms of energy. So how can technology be used? There are plenty that can be done in this area. The fifth area is around water. Water is a scarce resource over time, and as somebody said, the next world war is not going to be fought. It's going to be fought over water, possibly, if there's any world war, because that is the kind of impact that water is going to have on the lives of people. And we don't realize the commodity being scarce today, so lots can be done in terms of how water can be better managed, how pilferage can be avoided, how tampering can be avoided, how you can minimize leakages. Okay, so I'd like to spend a couple of minutes on just 2 slides before I wind up. So one is the concept of an intelligent operations center or a city command center to bring together the various city systems to be able to give the city leaders, the city department heads, an overview of all the systems that are there under them. So at a city level, for example, for the city of Mumbai, at the chief minister's level, he could have an idea about what's happening across each district in various areas, or it's only for Mumbai. He could have an idea over the crime rate at any point of time. He could have an awareness about the overall water supply situation, the energy, how much energy is being demanded and how much will be supplied. For the department heads, for example, the municipal commissioner who's looking at the water aspect, it could provide great details about area-wise what is the supply of water, what is the demand of water. Somebody at the ward level can look at more details about which are the areas within the ward where water is being supplied, where water has been denied, etc. So it can go down to the lowest level, from the depending at the highest level, the chief minister's level, down to the lowest level. A lot of information can be made available in various areas. So if you aggregate this across the various areas of a city, water, energy, safety, etc., it presents a great picture in terms of what the city is currently doing, what it needs. And also, the other aspect of this is a lot of interrelationships that exist between the various domains can actually be managed in a far better manner. For example, a simple thing like a water overflow from a manhole, from a stormwater overflow, can have impact on the health because it can lead to health hazards, can have an impact on the transport systems because may require a road to be blockaded and an alternate routes to be devised. It may have an impact on schools because if it's located close to a school and water spills into the school's drinking water supply, it can have. So the interrelationship between a lot of city systems get managed in a far more effective manner using this kind of intelligent operations center for city. The last thing I'd like to talk about is the concept of smarter city planning and strategy. And I think this is a concept that's taking off in a number of cities in India. Some of us may be aware that there's something called Delhi-Mumbai Interstate Corridor that's coming up between Delhi and Mumbai, along which 24 new cities are being planned over the next few years. The first ones are already in the process of being built. We are currently engaged with one such city in the state of Maharashtra. It's called the Dighi Port City, which when it comes up will be around 250 square kilometers. That is bigger than current Mumbai. So the planning for the city is taking care of not only urban master planning, but also taking care of technology master planning in the framework for the city. So increasingly in future, we're going to see this concept taking effect where urban master planners recognize the need for not only urban master planning, also digital master planning or ICT master planning in the framework for city before it actually gets built, so that subsequently managing city becomes far easier. So with that, I'd like to conclude what I had to say and possibly hand over to the moderator. Thank you.